What up, guys? How are y'all doing? It's your boy Nerdy Red 23. I'm here to talk about MC Hammer releasing his third album. Check it out. Please, Hammer, don't hurt him. This is a classic, man. Released through Capitol Records and EMI Records of February 12th of 1990. Happy 35 years to this classic. And man, everybody was banging this album back in the day, man. 35 years ago. And it was produced and recorded and mixed by Felton, Pilate, and James Earley. The album was made on a small budget of around $10,000 and recorded on a modified tour bus between May 1988 and November 1989 at the time. So you got amazing singles on here. You got Help the Children, Dancin Machine, You Can't Touch This, of course, classic. Here Comes the Hammer, Pray, Have You Seen Her? Man, so many classics on here, including On Your Face, Crime Story, She's Solving with It, Let's Go Deeper. So many classics. And you know, the album received a lukewarm reviews from critics, yet received by nominations at the 1991 Grammy Awards, including Album of the Year, becoming the first hip-hop record to be nominated in this category, as well as winning 5 awards at the 1991 American Music Awards. The album is considered, one of Hammer's mainstream breakthrough and a commercial juggernaut, and it peaked at number 1 for the 21 weeks on the US Billboard 200, and becoming the first rap recording from solo artist to top the pop chart, and was the best-selling album of 1990. And it was the first hip-hop album to be certified diamond in the US, was certified platinum in several countries, and was one of the best-selling selling hip-hop albums worldwide, selling more than 18 million units to date right now. And 6 official singles were released, I already mentioned, to promote the album, including the smash hit You Can't Touch This, which, reached the top 10 at the Billboard Hot 100, and it peaked at number 1 in Australia, Netherlands, New Zealand, and Sweden, and number 3 on the UK singles chart. For following the album's success, he embarked the album tour, the Please Hammer Don't Hurt 'Em tour, which stretched from 1990 to 91 with 144 dates, grossing over $32 million. This is a classic, man. This will always be a classic. 35 years ago, I'm happy to have this LP. This is a classic. If you love rap and hip-hop, Hammer is definitely a classic to own, man. Coming from straight out of the Bay Area, Hammer is definitely an OG legend right here, a pioneer. You definitely got to have this album. If you're a West Coast rap hip-hop fan, you got to have Hammer on your... You got to have his records, especially this one. So, the album was supported by the single You Can't Touch This, which I already mentioned. The Have You Seen Her is actually a cover of the Shy Lights, his original title. And then Pray was a beat sample from Prince, a beat sample from Prince's When Doves Cry, and Faith's No More We Care a Lot. The album was notable for sampling other high-profile artists. Dancin Machine was sampled. The Jackson 5 Help the Children. Also, the name of an outreach foundation Hammer started. Interpolates of Marvin Gaye's Mercy Mercy Me, The Ecology, and She's Soft and Wet, sampled of Prince's Soft and Wet. Following the album's success, Hammer toured extensively in Europe, including a sold-out concert at the National Exhibition Century in Birmingham, with the sponsorship of PepsiCo. International Pepsi CEO Christopher A. Sinclair went on tour with him in 1991. That was 34 years ago. So, to let y'all know, he also experienced critical backlash over the repetitive nature of his lyrics, his clean-cut image, and his perceived over-reliance on hooks from other artists for the basis of his singles. Please Hammer Don't Hurt 'Em was also criticized for its sampling of songs of other musicians. Hammer was dissed in music videos by the DLC and Ice Cube. Oakland hip-hop group Digital Underground mocked him in the CD insert of their six-packet album by placing his picture with the other members and referring to him as an unknown derelict. He was also mentioned in the song The Humpty Dance with Shock G, claiming people say like MC Hammer on Greg Humpty on LL Cool J's track To the Break of Dawn. Hammer is referenced as an amateur swinging a hammer from a body bag, his pants, Additional lyrics included my old gym teacher ain't supposed to rap. He later referenced Hammer and I Shot You remix, a track on his 95 album Mr. Smith. However, Mr. Cool J would later compliment and commend Hammer's talent on VH1's 100 Greatest Songs of Hip Hop, which aired in 2008 at the time. This album will always forever be a classic, even though it received a lot of critical reception at the time. And yes, there was lawsuits. Rick James had sued Hammer for the copyright of the beat. You know, You Can't Touch This. That was from Rick James' Super Freak. But, you know, still legendary. I'm always going to like Rick James' OG version, but that's Super Freak, the beat. Hammer, you know, sampled it. So, but the lawsuit was settled out of the court when Hammer agreed to credit James. Rick James wanted to make sure that Hammer would credit him, that he was the original, you know, as a composer, allowing him to earn the royalties to use that sample. What is your favorite song off the album? Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe and comment. Follow your boy, NerdyRed23. I'll be glad to return to the next video. God bless. Stay safe. Keep bumping this album on your turntables, y'all. Peace.